Hello everyone and welcome to my 2018 artistic goals. So every year I like to share my goals with everyone, what I am planning to achieve throughout the year as a Reborn artist, and this year I'm with Nico, and normally I do this as a changing video, and I do apologize if you can see I have been put on enforced rest for the next 6 weeks. So unfortunately, I'm still getting quite used to having this contraption on. It's very stiff through here all the way down to here, and this side's got nothing in it. But this is to stop me from overdoing it with my wrist and thumb in hopes that that will heal it. And I've only been wearing it, this is my second day, so I'm not really wanting to push the barriers by trying to change baby when I can't even hold a knife and fork properly. So I hope that you are okay with just watching Nico. I've brought him along because I don't know, he was just looking at me from the crib, and when I was looking at which baby to choose, it was kind of like he held his hand up and said, "Me, mummy, me." So I've got him today, and I'm just going to quickly go through the 2017 goals. I will link that video below if you want to watch it in full, but I'm actually really impressed. I had a successful 2017 as if we look at my goal level. So the things that I wrote down were to have an improved realism, which I feel as though by the end of this year I really truly achieved more realism than I had at this time last year. To attempt new hairstyles, which was something that I was very focused on last year. To keep more organised, and I very much so am. To take more time and enjoy the little details. That's one where I wasn't so successful. More time for my artistic goals. Again, not successful there. But improvement on ethnic skin tones. I didn't get enough opportunities last year, so I don't know whether or not to say that that was a success or not. I'll get into that in a minute. More variety in videos, which I definitely did, and spend more time with my own collection, and I'm pretty sure Nico can tell you that I did not. So as overall, I feel as though my reborning definitely improved last year. I had a lot of opportunities last year that I was very thrilled to have taken. It was a very busy year, and it kept me on my toes, but there were some amazing opportunities that I am so grateful that I took last year. That means that I was able to improve as an artist. So for this year, my goals do coincide with some that I didn't achieve last year, with also some new ones. So without making this video extremely long, let's get into them. So the first thing on my list is, again, the realism thing. Whilst I feel as though I achieved realism last year in a great way, obviously it's always going to be a goal to improve it. So there is more inspiration out there now. There are a lot more artists that are coming out on top that are just absolutely amazing, and some really underrated artists as well that I've been noticing that have got some phenomenal skills, and I feel very inspired when I look at their work. So there's some room for improvement there, and I feel as though we never stop learning. So even if I wasn't to put down an improvement on my realism, it's something that I would be doing anyway the more I practice this art form. And to coincide with that is to take more time on the little details, and I did start doing that recently. Granted, I was kind of forced to. I brought some new thinner for my work that doesn't smell. I have hypersensitivity, so I can smell the odorless brands. They're not odorless at all, and so I found that this one is finally odorless, but it takes like 3 hours to dry. So I'm in the process of trying to source the fast evaporating version here in New Zealand. I'm getting it imported in, but for now I have got my faster one that I was using back, and I'll probably mix them, but I was forced basically to take a lot more time and be prepared to understand what each layer was going to be, and I really actually found this to be so helpful. So I'm working on my Thomas by Olga Au at the moment. I'm doing her hair, or his hair, depending on which way she goes. But when I was painting her, every day I had to have a clear focus of what I was doing, and I had to know what layers were going on and in what way. And doing that has been so beneficial for me to understand what I want to achieve. So I feel as though, even though it was enforced because I couldn't speed up the drying time even with a hairdryer or anything like that, I really am glad that I took that opportunity to buy this stuff, and I will continue to use it. The next and most important goal that I have for 2018 is to not overdo the schedule. So last year I made 44 babies, which is the most I've ever made in a year. Granted, I did do the doll show out of nowhere, so I made, how many did I make for that? I think 8 babies that I made for that show, from memory, 7 or 8, and or was it 6? And then there were 2 more. I'm not too sure, but there was a few more extras put in there that I didn't have planned. And also, I have a real bad habit of not being able to say no, and that was putting my own personal goals as well as health at risk. So this year I am putting the focus on myself a bit more, and definitely there will be only 2 custom slots per month for sure. So that means I'll be slowing it down quite a lot. And also with this thing, and we don't know how long this is going to take, or what the damage actually is, because they keep changing their minds. They keep saying it's nerve damage, they keep saying that it's other things, and I'm confused as much as everyone else is about it. But I am now back to doing, my turnaround used to be a month to 6 weeks at max, and now it'll be looking more so towards 2 months. And so I believe that doing 2 customs per month with a turnaround of 2 months will be more than enough for me. And I definitely will be doing my own personal goals in between. I have plans to do at least one made for sale or made for adoption baby every 2 to 3 months. So yes, that's my goal. So definitely slowing down. I don't want to be making any more than 30 babies this upcoming year that we're in, just because it just gets so tiring. If I make more than that at the end of the year, I want to look back at the decisions I make and see why those decisions were made, and if they were good ones or bad ones. The next thing I want to improve on again is skin tones, so my ethnic skin tones. Last year I only did 1 AA baby, which was Tobias, and then 1 ethnic baby from memory, for so Asian skin tone, which was Gia. I believe she was the only Asian I made last year. And to be honest, I really enjoyed the process of both of them, because I've used tutorials for both AA and Asian skin tones this entire time, and both those babies I didn't use a tutorial. So I now feel at a level confident enough to place colour on a baby and understand what that colour means and what that colour will do, and take challenges within that environment and understand the decisions I make with those kits. So I do feel confident in doing them, but I just need more practice now. So this year definitely I will be making a point of trying to improve my skin tones, even in my Caucasian babies, just improving realism and skin tone and colorings and stuff like that. The next thing is kind of ties into that. I want to challenge my own personal standards during my own personal artist goals. So when I'm not working on a custom order, I want to try the things that I really want to do and be in an environment where I can do it. So on custom orders, some will give me the artistic freedom that I really enjoy. Others have a little bit more say in what they want. Of course, it's always going to be my work. I'm never going to copy anyone else, and I'm always going to stay true to what I want to do. But to have no limitations and be able to try really random things that I've not tried yet and challenge myself to do them and to perfect them on babies that I can work on the side where I'm not working on a custom would be really, really good. I've got amazing clients who allow me to take challenges on their own babies, and they've mostly turned out very, very successful. So I'm not afraid to do it on them, but I feel as though it's more for my own personal gain. So that is something that I want to focus on, is just challenging myself as an artist on babies that I know I want to do. There's some kits up in the cupboard that are sitting there telling me they want to be painted in a specific way, and since I don't belong to anyone, I can do that. The next thing is to spend more time with my collection. So last year I was I want to say I was okay. I did Theme Thursday every week, so there were a couple of weeks where I just couldn't make it. But in the majority of it, and especially at the end of the year, so the second half, I believe I did very well at keeping up with Theme Thursday and doing every theme. And I believe that it is a great thing that Yvonne and Amy have done by creating this Theme Thursday for us all, and it gives me an outlet to when I can kind of spend time with my own babies. However, I would like to do more things with them. If I'm going to collect them, I might as well use them instead of having them as a dust collector. And so I have a lot more ideas up my sleeve as to what I want to do with them. Not so much outings and stuff, because I just don't have the time as present to see when I can do an outing. But I will keep you informed as to how that goes. And the final goal that I have for this year, and it is something that you might have been aware of or might not have been aware of, is to enjoy reborning properly again. So last year for me, as much as I had amazing opportunities and everything, I had some really down sides to being an artist. There was a lot of times where I would feel quite negative and pressured, and mostly by my own standards, but just there were times where I got really frustrated that this is what I do. And yes, I will admit there were instances that were brought on by other people, and they have been solved, but for the most part it was just kind of a stage I went through, and it was really a beneficial stage for me, because now I can look at it on this side and know that I reborn because I love this art. I have such a huge passion for it, and I don't do it for the people all the time. Like, as much as I love seeing my clients with their babies and they send me messages, it's so rewarding to see them sharing them with other people and everything like that. As much as that is a huge rewarding factor and does play into why I still make them, I make them because I love these dolls as well. And I kind of lost sight of that last year. I kind of burned out really badly in the end of the year. I really wanted a break, and then when I had the break I realized that I didn't have anything really else that I did, and so I do feel a little bit sad that I've kind of lost a part of myself as to who I am. But I've come out of doing a course where I've become more understanding of how I work and how I want to achieve things, and I've set things in place that are super exciting for me this year, and I know how I want things to be, and the major thing for me is knowing that I can control that. I've chosen to do that. So yeah, I feel so much more at ease, and I know that I can achieve greatness. So yeah, that was the downside to last year. I didn't really want to share that with a lot of people, but some people did know that I was having a little bit of a struggle towards the end of the year with some ways that things had gone, and and it got me a bit down. But now I just really want to focus on why I love this art and be passionate about it, and have the opportunity to say, you know what, I can't meet your vision, or I can't, or I don't want to. So yeah, it's really rewarding to know that I want to do those kind of things. So I think that's all I really need to say. I hope that you've all enjoyed this video. Again, I do apologize that it was simply me talking and Nico staring at you all. I don't even think he's actually staring at the camera. He kind of looks like he's looking off that way. But yeah, I just really wanted to come on and do this video because it is kind of like a tradition. One of the very first videos of the year on the channel has to be this one. So this is the video of the week. We are back in force. I believe that Theme Thursday starts back up next Thursday. If not, it'll be the week after. I might come up with a video to do on Thursday if not. But I am, like I said, in the process of doing Thomas's hair, and she will be finished next week hopefully, because I'm going to be finishing her hair either today or tomorrow with this on. Yes guys, when there is a will, there is a way. But I will be back very soon with some more videos for you all. Thank you so much for stopping by, and we'll see you soon. Bye everyone.